I've been asked by more than one of you, one of my fans, to get political in these kitchen vlogs again. I haven't done a political vlog in a while, and my only response to you is thank you. Thank you, because these are fun. I enjoy doing these. And it isn't like there is nothing political going on out there to talk about, right? But first things first, this is a new coffee cup. I broke my last one, and I was heartbroken because that was my favorite coffee cup. It fell in the sink. So I ordered a replacement. Okay. But here's the good bit. Here's the good bit. I ordered a pair of insulated stainless steel coffee mugs from Amazon. Those won't break. And they'll be here later today. They're out for delivery. I saw that this morning. Okay. Someone asked me about my homemade half and half coffee creamer. I talked about that in a recent vlog. I buy powdered milk and powdered heavy cream, and they're real dairy product. They're not artificial. It's not non-dairy creamer. It's real stuff. But now what I do is I pre-mix it. 20 grams of each of those two powders in 1 cup of cold water. Mix it well. Store in the refrigerator. Job done. So that's what I use for creamer in my coffee. Now, okay, let's get political. Now that I got that one question out of the way, I watched the Democratic convention every evening last week, and here are some things I enjoyed about it. I liked the shorter 2-hour format. I could sit down in the evening, maybe with a bowl of popcorn, and watch the festivities. It didn't drag on all day the way former conventions have. And another thing, how many times have you watched a speech on TV, such as the State of the Union address, and the speaker is interrupted repeatedly by applause or cheers or whatever? There was no need for pausing. During the convention speeches, we were able to watch entire speeches without any interruptions. And I really liked that because it's like you stuck with the same theme. It wasn't broken up. And they were excellent speeches. Now, what about the content? Well, it was a Democratic convention, so you know they're not going to sing praises to Trump on high. There were some very pointed criticisms, and deserved, and some by Republicans who once held high-level positions in the government. Former Secretary of State Colin Powell comes to mind. Do you think Trump will tell us in the Republican convention this week what a great guy Biden is, and therefore he deserves to be elected? No, it's a political convention. It's supposed to make voters feel good about their candidate. I am watching, trying to watch the Republican National Convention. I might not listen to all speeches, but I'm willing to listen to both sides if I can. I sometimes read news articles from conservative outlets like the National Review or the Washington Examiner because I believe you need to get both sides of a story sometimes to thoroughly understand an issue. So I'm willing to listen to the other side. However, what I've seen so far of the RNC is doom and gloom warnings if Biden is elected. Like if you guys elect Biden, gang members are going to move in next door to your home. They're going to rape your wife. They're going to kidnap your children. It's all scare tactics. Where's the agenda? Where's the platform? It's just you guys vote for Biden. The whole world is going to go to hell, and there's nothing you will ever be able to do about it because the damage will be done. That's their platform. I don't think that's good enough to run on as far as trying to get elected. Okay, enough about the conventions. Let's talk about the United States Post Office and Postmaster General Louis the Joyless. I call him Joyless, the Joyless. First of all, what's the big deal about voting by mail? Trump did it. So did his wife. Doesn't that make Trump a hypocrite? Is anyone surprised? And here's the thing. If it's possible that Democratic voters can rig an election against Trump with mail-in ballots, can't Republicans do the same to rig the election against Biden with mail-in ballots? Doesn't that level the playing field? Now, I could get really snarky here, and believe me, I want to, but I won't. Mail-in ballots are not a source of fraud. Investigations have been done. Almost zero fraudulent votes have ever been attempted with mail-in ballots. However, here's the real issue. This is the real issue with mail-in ballots. They make it easier for people of color, such as African Americans and Latinx, or the poor, to exercise their constitutional right to vote. And a lot of those people are more likely to vote for Biden. So Trump's objection to mail-in ballots is really not about voter fraud. It's about people voting for Biden. And this was an interesting bit of news that I read from Forbes magazine. I'm quoting the headline, quote, "Washington postal workers defy USPS orders and reinstall mail sorting machines." And then quoting the lead of the article, "Postal workers in Washington state have reinstalled high-speed mail sorting machines dismantled after controversial orders from the U.S. Postal Service, despite USPS orders not to put the machines back in use." See, that's the kind of defiance I like to see. Don't break windows. Don't loot stores. Don't start fires. Instead, defy unjust orders from this administration. That's the kind of quote-unquote good trouble I think the late Senator John Lewis would approve of. I certainly approve of it. Okay, this will get me in trouble, but I'm going to say it anyways. I don't care. Okay. If the post office needs to cut costs during this time of voting by mail, rather than delaying the mail for everybody, maybe they should give priority to ballots and instead delay the mail going to persons or properties bearing the Trump name. Golf courses, office towers, hotels, mansions. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised to learn that is already happening in states like New York, New Jersey, D.C., Florida. Wouldn't surprise me. Okay, here's another thing that will get me in trouble. See, this is why I enjoy doing these. I get myself in trouble. Good trouble, though. Okay. We know there are legal investigations underway looking into Trump's business practices. The Southern District of New York is still seeking Trump's tax records as part of their investigation. There's more than one investigation going on. So what happens if Trump loses this election? What if he gets indicted after January 20th? Will he say they can't indict a sitting president? And if he is told he lost the election, will he say, I didn't lose because it was rigged? Therefore, is he still a sitting president? And therefore, he can't be indicted, even though he no longer lives in the White House? See, he needs another term. We've talked about this before. He needs another term to outlast the statute of limitations. He's protected now because they won't indict a sitting president. But if he loses, I suspect he'll challenge the outcome in the courts. He'll lose, he'll appeal, he'll lose again, he'll challenge again, and he'll appeal again. It'll go on and on. He'll keep the election results tied up in the courts until he outlasts the statute of limitations. I believe he's planning it right now. That's why all this talk about, it's rigged, folks, it's rigged. Another thing that amused me this week a little bit, interested me, Kellyanne Conway just announced she is leaving the White House to spend more time with her family. They always talk about that. Is that a jet coming in? Sounds like it. Not too noisy this time. Okay, what does that mean, her leaving? Are the rats abandoning the sinking ship? I don't know. It's just speculation. It's just speculation, but I do wonder, do they see the writing on the wall, and are they saying, let's get out now before it all comes crashing down? Okay, how about books? I haven't talked about books in a while. I just finished reading You're Fired, The Perfect Guide to Beating Donald Trump by Paul Begala, if I'm pronouncing that name correctly, Begala or Begala. In the first chapter, he admits his failures in 2016. He says that we should make this next election about the voters. Did the tax break put more money in your pocket? Did your wages go up? Do you even have a job? Do you feel your children are safe going to school? Do you feel safe when your children come home from school? Are you concerned about keeping your affordable health care? See, there are a lot of questions I could ask, right? Well, he says, make this election about kitchen table issues, the things people are concerned about, not about Trump. Trump is going to make this election about Trump. Don't give him more publicity than he will already commandeer for himself. Make this election about the American people. I'm reminded of something that John F. Kennedy once said. You'll remember this. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Vote for the good of the United States of America. Vote for your country. Get this orange stain out of the White House. Vote for your inalienable rights as an American. Vote for dignity and sensibility in government again. Now, I know the Democrats are not an army of angels. As one fan of mine recently reminded me, both parties are corrupted by money. But that doesn't mean both parties are equally evil or equally good. If you live in a battleground state, do what you can to encourage others to register and vote. I live in California. This is such an overwhelmingly, predominantly blue state. There isn't much I can do here. But I can reach out beyond the borders of this state by doing these kitchen vlogs. That's what I'm doing. That's my contribution. So thanks for watching.